Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the best women's boxing show, period. Zoom edition, le Zoom edition. I'm Cynthia Conte.
I am Jeandra LeBeauf.
Oh, now we're speaking some French. Today was a fun little day. There's so many things have happened. You know that we've been seeing a lot of Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. He's been, I mean, I'm not going to say he's quiet on social media because he's always, or his team is posting on his behalf. But Caleb Plant had something really cool and special here in Vegas. DLX Boxing put their ring in Culture Kings at Caesar's Palace. It's like a sneaker store, because Caleb Plant has a collaboration with, it's spelled MNL and like minimalist or something like that. But you know how Caleb is. He has like a really cool swag about his style. And it's kind of cool that you see the crossover that he's been doing. One of the shirts I think that Jordan was wearing had a big old like revolver gun, and I couldn't really tell in the background, but it was good. D Smoke performed, that one rapper that won that competition. But I like the way Caleb has been, coming out in so different from a lot of boxers. Do you understand? Like to put himself out there, because it's not, he just doesn't love boxing. He loves cars. He also shows he came out at a car show with his 64, and then people are like, that's a 63, that's a 64, like 65, they complain. But what do you think of how Caleb is coming about, and how do you think just to portray himself for new fans for his new fight, or for his fight?
I like it. That's the name of the game nowadays, specifically in a digital space. It's all about collaboration and making, what value can you bring to each other. And to see him be able to incorporate his true love of things like cars and sneakers and stuff like that, and put it in a space, or be able to take up space in places where boxing might not necessarily be invited in. It's dope. All of this helps the ecosystem of boxing as a whole. It's his event, but maybe someone at that event came for Caleb, and then they discover a Joey Spencer or an Abel Ramos or another fighter over the course, or younger fans who can grow with these younger fighters. So it's dope. I mean, hate, love, whatever, it's all great for the whole ecosystem. And a lot of people could learn from that. There's more you can do than just post on your Instagram and post mitt work, and that's dead. That shit's dead. It's like you gotta figure out how you can connect with these brands in a meaningful way.
Yeah, because brands equal sponsorship equal money.
Big bank.
Big bank, practicing mitts, choreographed mitts is not going to bring no money. It's just going to bring a lot of hatred and a lot of shit talking. We've seen it many times. But I think what's so weird, he did that grave digger thing at the end during his his media workout, or not media, his fan workout. And the last time he did that was against Darrell. Yeah. And she sure meant it. But, when we interviewed Steven Breadman, we've seen it. Now I don't know who's going to win this fight. I truly do not know. After speaking with Breadman and him saying he's a complete different fighter, after he shared something very special and very personal about himself, to Breadman, to Caleb, he flourished. He said Plant opened up and flourished and saw a different fighter. What do you think? I know we give predictions, or we like to say who might win and how. Jeandra, who do you think is going to win this fight? I really don't know.
I don't know either. We're going to win because we're going to see a great fight. And I'm sorry, fans, if that's a cop out, but I don't know. I wish I had something more insightful than that, but it's great. I mean, they're both performing at the highest level right now. Caleb has that big stage experience, after being in the fight with Canelo. Benavidez has been a killer and has had tons of support from your favorite legacy fighters, from Chavez Sr. and, people who really respect his work and what he brings to the ring. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables that can affect this fight, but I know we're going to win because this fight's going to be fire.
It really is. And it's at that time where we're getting the fight. The fans are getting the fights that we want. And these are the fights that matter. There is a belt on the line, and whoever wins it gets that golden ticket against Canelo. And Personally, I would rather see David Benavidez against Canelo because we already saw Caleb. But a new Caleb, a new reinvigorated Caleb against Canelo, how would that fare? I don't know. I can't complain. The fans win in this one. Exactly. So on that note, we'll be talking to one of the guys that's going to be opening on the telecast for the Benavidez versus Plant card that's going down March 25th at the MGM Garden Grand Arena and also on Showtime PPV. So make sure you guys get your tickets because it's going to sell out. And this is one of those fights that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss because I don't know if someone's going to get knocked out, but someone's going to someone's going to win.
Lose, we know that.
Someone's going to lose and have to have that lose. So
I'm sorry, what's the more appropriate response? Someone will come up short. Someone will come up short.
Let's just be real. Oh, that's so political. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick short break and then we'll be right back with our next guest. All right. Well, we have another great guest and it's part of the family. We're keeping it all in the family today, Jay.
All in the family.
I swear to God, you look like his twin. You look like your uncle. Well, we have Jesus Mono Ramos. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I swear, we just keep looking at you. I'm like, it's like deja vu right now.
Yeah. No, thank you guys for having me. And yeah, we get that a lot. That me and my uncle look alike. Funny.
Well, the pleasure is ours. Thank you for joining us. It's exciting times right now.
Yeah, definitely. Boxing is great. You know, right now there's a lot of great fights going on, and March 25th isn't the exception.
And you got that call for March 25th. We know that your uncle has been out of the ring for a year. Getting that call is like getting that golden ticket because A, it's a fight regardless. B, you're fighting on a really good undercard. I mean, it's one of those undercards that it's a 50-50 fight. And it's a very explosive fight. Someone might get knocked out, someone might not, but they really don't like each other. So you get to be the buildup of part of that big fight. And I talked about when they told you got to fight March 25th. How'd you feel?
No, it was great. You know, my last fight was in May of last year. We were supposed to fight, you know, a couple times, and our fights fell through. You know, because of the big fights that were falling through, Spence, Crawford, Davis, and Ryan Garcia were all supposed to fight in December, and they fell through. And we were supposed to be on those undercards. So with all that, it was like, oh man, you know, it was like whatever. We just got to keep training, keep our head up. But then when we got this call, you know, we knew this one was gonna be for sure. You know, like Benavidez was planned. There was no falling through for that one. We knew it was gonna be for sure. And then when they told us, I got really excited. You know, we were already in the gym, but we started working even harder, you know, more motivation, and we're excited to be here.
As we mentioned, we talked to your uncle. He is opening the telecast, and your fight is providing the chief support to the main event. As a fighter who's been where your uncle's been on the card up to now being the chief support, what do you think, what is the biggest difference in assuming those spots, like in terms of your responsibility to promoting the fight, personal responsibility to being in that spot? Because that is the most eyes outside of the main event.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, we started it. You know, I started opening up pay-per-view, and now I'm here as a co-main event. It's a huge opportunity. You know, I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be here where I'm at right now. But I think it's due to all the hard work we've been putting in throughout the years. We've been going at this for a while now. You know, nothing happened overnight. So now that everything's coming along, I'm just embracing every moment of it. You know, I know we have a huge responsibility, and like you said, promoting the fight and all of that. But I mean, the main part is to win. That's my main priority. I gotta get ready. I gotta win, and that's the priority right now.
So you are putting up your undefeated record against another undefeated fighter, Joey Spencer. I remember him coming up in the ranks, and he was a very fun, fan-friendly fighter. But he's looking to win. He doesn't want that first loss on his record, and he sure doesn't want it from you. So have you seen any of his fights?
Yeah, of course. You know, we've been studying him. It's been a long 8 weeks, and we've been studying him. I dream with him now, so I know. Yeah. It's I know how he fights, and just like he doesn't want to lose, I don't want to lose either. So that makes for even more entertaining fight.
What teaches you more about him? What he does well or what he does poorly? Like just as a fighter and how you apply that to yourself. Do you think the flaws you have as a fighter help you learn more, or what you do well?
Yeah, it's always, I think, the flaws. It's just what I do wrong is something that I like to always improve. After every fight, I sit down and I watch my fights 10 to 20 times all the time and just improving everything that I feel like I did wrong. I feel like I'm I critique myself the most and I'm harsh with it. And as far as studying the opponent, I like to look at both things, at what he does right and what he can do in there. Because some things we do just on instincts, and I like to see what he does on instincts, because there's no changing that. Even if he has a game plan, he's gonna go back to his instincts. So I like to see what he does in there, maybe on his instincts he does regularly. I like to see that, and I like to see his mistakes as well, and just capitalize on all that. But the mistakes, like I said, I fix my mistakes all the time. So it's not something that I like to rely on. I like to see, like I said, what he, when it comes down to instincts, what does he do and how does he act?
And watching your fights, your own fight 10 and 20 times, like you mentioned, which of your past fights do you think best illustrates your best qualities? Like, what is your favorite fight of yours where you thought, I really put that together? I give myself an A.
Up to now, I feel like the Vladimir Hernandez fight, not my last fight, but the one before that. I just feel like I made the necessary adjustments. I feel like Vladimir was coming off, great wins over J-Rock, Angulo, Perro Angulo, and it was just he was on a roll. He had beaten prospects as well, and they even told me, that I was next. But I feel like I made the necessary adjustments in the fight, as well as the game plan that we had. I feel like we executed it perfectly. And I feel like it's been the best version of me so far.
Oh, it's some of the notes that I've been reading about you. And there was something that when we spoke with your uncle and now speaking with you, it's the determination, always strive to be the best. And one of the notes I saw is your grandmother. She's such a great inspiration and motivation for you guys. The quote is, "If she can, I can." And I love that. I love that. It's because you always need that inspiration in your life. So when you sit with your family and you get sad and you listen just to that one little quote, how much more drive does that give you to be in the ring, to be a better fighter inside and outside of the ring, actually?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. It pushes me a lot because I know that just the way I look up to her, she looks up to me. She's, always praying for me. She's always telling me how, she admires everything that I do. And I admire her, so it's like I can't let her down. And at the same time, like I said, if she can, I can. There's moments where, I feel like, oh, I've done enough. I've done enough. But then I'm like, I haven't. I got to do more. And that's in training days. If we're running sprints, oh, I'm going fast enough. But no, I can push a little more. So I'll push that extra, just because of that. Having that in the back of my head, having that, just that support. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think boxing is a beautiful sport if it's done properly and correctly, and like I said, with the right support.
Do you have that stitched on your trunks? Have you ever stitched that little quote on your trunks?
I haven't. No, I haven't. But that is a good idea, actually.
Yeah, it is a great idea. It's an ode to your grandma, and I mean, some people read it like, oh, he's probably talking about some chick, but it's special to you. And when you have to get down and dirty, find your grit, all you have to think about, it's on my shorts, and then that will give you that extra drive. Just a side note,
Yeah. No, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a good one. I hadn't thought about that. Thank you for that.
When I think about our elders, especially as people of color, our elders have gone through unspeakable things that we'll never know because we didn't grow up in that era. A fighter goes through unbelievable things that we'll never see. The dark moments, the bright moments. Do you feel like with that relationship with your grandmother, it makes a greater opportunity for the two of you to bond, because the elder path, the fighter path could be really, really similar in the things and the obstacles that you have to overcome?
Yeah, definitely. it definitely does. Maybe that's why I relate to her. I hadn't thought about it like that, but maybe that could be one of the things that bonds us even more. Because I have a great bond with my grandmother. And like I said, I admire her a lot for everything. And yeah, we go through a lot as boxers, but I, f- I still feel like it's not enough because what she has gone through, everything that she has done, it was survival. That's she had to do it. For me, boxing is it's a passion. It's something that I do, and but I mean, I could always throw in the towel or go work a 9 to 5. But my grandma, it was she had to. She had two daughters when she came here to the United States. There was no throwing in the towel. And language or not, she knew the English or not. It was I had to work, and she had to find a way with no support, when nobody here. It was just her and her two daughters. No husband, nothing. So it was all on her. So that's why I said if she can, I can. Because there was no giving up. There was no throwing in the towel for her. So it's the same here.
See, that's the
what
best
a
testimony for
beautiful.
International Women's Month. Yay! Shout out to
Yay! That was so beautiful. Majority of people in boxing, and for males, it's usually always their mothers or their grandmothers. Actually, more their grandmothers more than anything. And so I get it, but that was so beautiful. I'm telling you, just put it on your shorts. I'll put on your shorts.
You got to get a tattoo if you're a
Yes.
tattoo kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I should.
All these little gems. This is so off on a side note. Can you send Jeandra and I some of your chickens from the chickens that you raised? Some eggs, I mean.
Send us some eggs, please. These eggs are so expensive.
I know they are.
Side hustle them, they're so expensive.
This is something I can. It should be a side hustle for me.
I just saw that. I was like, I love this.
No, they're funny. They're funny. I like to go out and you just spend time with them. They're just funny. Everything they do, they're funny. They're just there. Their chickens are funny.
So let's just say on a morning of when you go and say good morning to your chickens, you feed them. Do they lay eggs? Like, what do you do? You
pet for us.
Do you pet them?
Yeah, well, right now in training camp, I get up, I have my breakfast, I go train, and come back, and I have a little more downtime. So I'll go outside. I'll make sure the coop is clean because they poop while they sleep. It's crazy the amount of poop that they have in there over one day. So I make sure I clean that, and yeah, their food, their water all the time, and I have them like in a little cage, and I have grass. So I'll open that up, and they'll go eat the grass, go find bugs and all of that. And I like to watch that because they're literally looking like they're just funny. And they take care of themselves. If I just gotta go clean the coop, feed them, and they're just on their own, and they're just funny. I like them a lot.
Do you? I mean, this may sound like a stupid question. Do you give them a bath? I don't know if they're sitting in their poop.
No, they're called dust baths. You can't bathe them, but you put like dust and you buy. I have a whole list of everything that you're supposed to put in there, and they'll go in the dust and they'll shower themselves. Basically, it helps with their oil on their skin. So it's not with water, but it's with dust, and they'll just like dust themselves off, and yeah, they do that on themselves too. So I'm saying they take care of themselves. Basically, you just need to put the resources there, and they just know what to do.
I'm definitely eating your chicken's eggs because it's real organic. I want some eggs.
How many eggs do chickens lay a day?
One, but sometimes they give two. They'll put one in the morning and then one right before going to bed. So 1 to 2 a day. And well, right now I have 4, and then 4 little chicks, 4 little small ones. So a total of 8. Yeah.
Cute.
So cute.
How many? Oh, we need some of your chicken eggs. We'll judge them.
Yeah, it's actually different. Yeah, I think they are as well. But yeah, I mean, once you try eggs, the real ones, you can't go back. The yolk is like orange almost. It's not even yellow.
Yeah, I like the orange. Have you ever do you ever see Errol Spence at the fights or anything?
I've seen him at fights, and I've seen how he has the ranch and all that. I think that's pretty cool.
Have that ranch chicken talk. Chicken talk, get it?
Yeah, we need to. We should, yeah.
Jokes over here.
The reason why I say your chickens are spoiled, because it makes me think of like how they say those old school training techniques where you're supposed to run and try to catch a chicken. That chicken will probably just look at you and lay down like, are we really doing this? I just want to lay my eggs. That's it.
Yeah. They probably won't run away from me.
My God. Well, sorry, I had to go on a side note because I just thought that was so fascinating about you, because you're not just a boxer. You're what is it? You're not a rancher. You're a chickenpreneur. Chickenpreneur.
Yeah.
You should put that in your bio. People be like, how much for the eggs? Let's make a deal.
Start dealing eggs, huh?
Hello. That's literally golden eggs right now. You could sell like
new gold.
Well, for like $10, and they're really organic.
Yeah. It's a good side hustle.
For sure.
Oh, well, this was a fun little interview with you, Jesus, but we appreciate your time. You're going to be making a statement against Joey Spencer. We're going to see if you're going to knock him out and keep that knockout streak alive, or just win and take home that win for you and your grandma, especially. March 25th, it's all going down on the Benavidez versus Caleb Plant undercard here in Las Vegas and at MGM Garden Grand Arena. So if you're around, if you can catch tickets, come check out him and his uncle on the undercard. This is going to be a fun Ramos family tradition. Hopefully you guys can keep staying it, like Benavidez does with his brother. That'll be fun.
Yeah, hopefully.
Any last thoughts, Jeandra?
I want some eggs for sure. Add a couple more chickens in the coop, because I mean that's really where it's at right now. Organic eggs. So remember your girls, hook us up with some eggs.
It's like, you know how people send flowers? You can send thank you eggs.
We'll send that, I'll get you some thank you.
All right. And do you have a last minute message to Joey Spencer before you step in the ring?
Yeah, hopefully he's prepared the way I'm prepared, and we're gonna give the fans a great show. And I'm more than ready for anything he brings to the table.
Joey, get ready. He's been dreaming about you. You've been in his dreams.
Crack your egg.
Yeah, he's gonna crack your egg. I can't wait to see it. Well, best of luck to you, March 25th.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys' time.
Oh, what a great interview by Jesus. That shit was so funny. I'm sorry. He should be an egg cartel dealer.
I like that too, man. I learned some stuff today. Like you told me off camera. You were damn right. I was over here plotting like, okay, so I need a dust bath and I need a coop. And what do I feed them? Because eggs are hot.
Right?
I was taking.
I mean, I really did not. I wish we could have gone into more, but eventually when we get in during fight, we're like, let's resume our chicken coop conversation.
You should bring us one, just one egg.
Right? I said, give us thank you eggs, no thank you flowers. That's the best. When he said he hasn't been in the ring for 10 months, and think about this, a lot of the fighters have been on all these undercards, the Crawford Spence card that was supposed to happen, the Ryan Tank Garcia that was supposed to happen a while ago. So a lot of these fighters, it's not the big fighters that lose out. It's all the other little fighters on the card that miss out on just a small payday or just to get even in the ring so they can shake off ring rust. But it's good for him to be back on the card. He has a tough test against Joey Spencer. I know that Joey Spencer was always trying to knock everyone out, just like everyone upcoming. But I want to see how he does against Jesus. We'll see. Is Joey Spencer the real deal? The real thing next in boxing? A lot of people said. We'll see. And to be fighting on the undercard with your uncle, that's pretty dope.
Amazing. It's amazing. Anytime you can do anything with family, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, again, we get to wrap this one up. Always a pleasure, Jeandra, on a nice gloomy day in Las Vegas and in Los Angeles. See, this would have been the perfect time. Your garden is being fed. Now you can really plot your chicken. You never know. Just start with one.
I could probably just get like a little one. I only need like 2 and a rooster, and we lit. It's me and my mama. We lit.
And your mom would totally love it. Imagine though, if you got that rooster, go every 4 in the morning, bitch.
It's like time for road work. Go.
Your mom, imagine your mom be like, Shut that chicken up. She's like, I don't know how to shut it up. Let me just eat it. Oh, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period, Zoom edition. I'm one of your hosts, Cynthia Conte.
I'm Jeandra LeBeauf, the chicken coop queen.
The chicken coop queen. Yeah, that's going to be your new title. Watch, it will be. All right, guys. Make sure you tune in to all our content, like, share, subscribe. All of our fire content on Instagram and YouTube is up, and more will be coming. See you guys. Bye, guys.